In the highlands of Ethiopia, where the air is thin and the sun paints the sky gold, there lived a clever weaver bird. She was a master architect, her nest a marvel of woven grass, dangling safely from the highest branch of acacia tree. At the foot of this very tree lived her good friend, Tortoise, a creature wise and steady, but who often longed to see the world from a greater height. One season, the rains were fierce and relentless. The ground turned to a cold, sucking mud, and Tortoise shivered in his damp shell. He looked up at his friend's cozy dry nest, swinging gently above the deluge. "My dear friend," Tortoise called out, his voice raspy, "the earth has become a river of cold mud. My bones ache with the damp. Might I, in the name of our friendship, share your lofty home until the waters recede?" The weaver bird was kind-hearted. "Of course, friend Tortoise. But how will you reach me? You cannot fly, and the tree trunk is too slick for you to climb." Tortoise thought and thought, his slow mind turning over the problem. Finally, he said, "You are a master weaver. If you could weave a strong rope of grass and let it down, I could tie it around my middle, and you could haul me up." The weaver bird agreed. She worked diligently, weaving a long, sturdy rope of the strongest grasses she could find. She tossed one end down to Tortoise, who, just as he said, tied it securely around the middle of his shell. With great effort, flapping her wings with all her might, the weaver bird began to pull. She pulled and she tugged, straining against the great weight of the tortoise. Slowly, inch by laborious inch, she hoisted him from the muddy ground, up past the rough bark of the trunk, and finally to the entrance of her nest. But a new problem arose. The nest's entrance was small, designed for a bird, not for a broad tortoise. Try as he might, Tortoise could not squeeze inside. He was stuck, dangling precariously from the rope, halfway into the nest, his shell blocking the doorway. The weaver bird, exhausted from her efforts, grew frustrated. "My friend," she chirped, "this will not do. You are too wide, you are blocking my door, and my nest cannot hold us both." Tortoise, feeling helpless and foolish, sighed. "I see the problem. But what is to be done? I cannot climb down, and you cannot pull me in." Just then, a hungry falcon, circling high above, spotted the strange sight. Seeing the tortoise exposed and vulnerable, he saw an easy meal. He dove from the sky, his talons aimed straight for the dangling tortoise. "Look out!" cried the weaver bird. Thinking quickly, the weaver bird had no choice. She took her sharp beak and with a swift snap, she cut the grass rope. Tortoise plummeted down, 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 and landed with a great thud on his hard shell, which bounced harmlessly on the soft, muddy earth. The falcon, missing his prey, screeched in frustration and flew away. Tortoise, shaken but unharmed, righted himself. He looked up at his friend, not with anger, but with a profound lesson learned. He called out, "Thank you for saving me from the falcon, my friend. But I have learned something today. A solution that leaves you hanging between the earth and the sky is no solution at all. It is better to be safe and slow on the ground than to be in a hurry for a height that is not meant for you." From that day on, the tortoise was content with his view from below, and the weaver bird was more careful with her promises of elevation. They remained friends, but both understood the importance of knowing your own place and your own nature.